Hello my dear students. Now in part 2 of this video we are going to study remaining figures of speech. Now next figure of speech is oxymoron. When two opposite or contradictory qualities describe the same thing at one and the same time, it is oxymoron. Or we can say in this figure of speech, two words with opposite ideas are found together in a sentence. See the examples. The very first example is you have a terrific beauty. Now here two opposite words are there. Together, terrific, beauty. The meaning of terrific, terrible and beauty. But here what? The speaker wants to say that you have a fabulous beauty. See the next example. These ideas are simply complicated for us. Again, two opposite words, simply complicated. But here what? The speaker wants to say that these ideas are very complicated for us. So we can say that oxymoron is a figure of speech in which two opposite ideas are joined to create an effect. The next figure of speech is onomatopoeia. An onomatopoeia is a word that actually looks like the sound it makes. Or we can say the sound of words suggest or echo the meaning of word. Means here the sound or the voice are taken in a sentence. See the examples. The very first example is the aeroplane is zooming in the sky. It means the aeroplane is moving in the sky. But here, how the aeroplane is making sound, that same sound is taken in a sentence. Next example, the car whizzed past us. Again, a meaning of whizzed, a buzzing or a hissing sound, as of something traveling rapidly through the air. It means we can say the actual sound is taken in a sentence. So in short, we can say that onomatopoeia is a figure of speech that has relation with voice or sound. Now, next figure of speech is climax. Here, words are arranged in the increasing order of importance, or we can say words are arranged or ideas are there in the sentence in increasing order. See the examples. The very first example is let a man his obligations to himself, his family, his country and his God. It means here increasing order. We are going from least importance to the most importance. Means let a man perform his duty towards himself, then the most important, his family, then his country and the most important, his God. See the next example. He knelt and leaned on the chair. He prayed and fell asleep. It means first what the person is doing. He knelt, then he leaned on the chair, he prayed and then he fell asleep. Next figure of speech is anticlimax. This is the opposite of climax. Here the ideas or words are arranged in a descending order, or we can say decreasing order. So, decreasing order, it means most importance to the least importance. Life is a journey from ocean to sea to river and to pond ultimately. Means ocean that covers most of the surface of earth, then sea, then river, then pond. See the next example. The great Dalhousie, he, the god of war. The great Dalhousie, the most powerful one. Dalhousie, he served as Governor General of India during British time. So, the very most important, that is the great Dalhousie. Then he, then the god of war. The next figure of speech is pun. In this figure of speech, a word is used more than one sense, or we can say one word has two meanings. See the examples. The very first example is, now you are a man of weight. So here one word is there, that is weight, but it has two meanings. Weight we can take in kilogram also, or weight means power, influence. See the next example. The happiness of life depends on liver. Again, liver. The meaning of liver we can take as lifestyle also, or a part of body. So pun means dual meanings or two meanings. Next figure of speech is paradox. Paradox is a figure of speech where statement appears absurd but contains the truth. Absurd means not at all logical or sensible. Or we can say when truth is presented in a ridiculous manner, it is paradox. So simply you all have to keep in mind that contradictory statement will be there in paradox. See the examples. The very first example is, war is peace and freedom is slavery. So here two contradictory words or ideas are there. War, peace, freedom, slavery. Now this line is taken from Orwell's very famous novel 1984. War is peace. Here the writer is writing that during times of war, nations generally unite, of course, if the people are focused on a common enemy. They are much less inclined to notice how unhappy they are in their own lives. So they make less trouble for their government. Freedom is slavery. Again, the slavery of party members equals freedom for party leaders. So two contradictory statement. War is peace, freedom is slavery. See the next example. The enjoyment of a tour is the returning time to home. Now here, how the enjoyment of a tour is the returning time to home? So we can say, but it contains some truth. So we can say that by thinking about the memorable tour, at the time of returning. Next figure of speech is irony. Irony. In this figure of speech, the real meaning of the sentence is exactly opposite of what is being given to us. Or we can say a positive sentence gives negative stress to the meaning of a sentence. Positive sentence gives negative stress. She is so intelligent that wisdom is invisible on earth. It means she is very cunning. Next example is, she is a great singer who sings like a crow. It means she is not so great singer. So irony means positive sentence, but it gives negative stress to the meaning of a sentence. Next figure of speech is litotes. In this figure of speech, a positive idea is conveyed by making the opposite negative, or simply we can say that negative sentence gives positive stress. See the examples. The very first example is, the businessmen are no more fools. Now see here, negative sentence is there, but it is giving a positive stress, means the businessmen are very intelligent. See the next example. His ideas are not immoral at all. It means his ideas are very sensible. His ideas are moral. Next figure of speech is anastrophe. Here the normal order of words is reversed to suit the purpose of the poet. Or we can say what? Order is getting changed. Now for a complete sentence we want subject, verb, object. But here what the writer is doing to beautify their language. Okay, writers, to beautify their language or to beautify their writing, they are changing the order, the normal order of the sentence. See the examples. The very first example is bright he was not. Here bright adjective is changed. What will be the normal order? He was not bright. But how to beautify this line? What the speaker is saying? Bright he was not. See the next example. In the night sky shimmered the moon. Again, what? The actual order is the moon shimmered in the night sky. So we can say that anastrophe here, normal order of words is changed or is reversed. Why? To suit the purpose of the poet or to beautify the line. Now next figure of speech is transferred epithet. Transferred epithet. In this figure of speech, an adjective or attribute is shifted from its actual place to another place in the same sentence. Now see the examples. The very first example is I slept on a restless bed. Now see how a bed can be restless. It means my restlessness is transferred to bed. So here what? An adjective is shifted or is getting shifted from its actual place. So here what? I was restless, so I slept on bed. See the next example. A person with a blind stick. How a stick can be blind? It means a blind person with a stick. So transferred epithet means an adjective or attribute is shifted. Epithet means it refers to adjective. Now next figure of speech is metonymy. It means change of name. Here a name or word is used instead of another. Okay, see the examples. The very first example is I enjoy reading Wordsworth. Nobody can read Wordsworth. But here what the speaker is saying? The work he has done, the work which Wordsworth has done, his creation, his poems, that he is reading or she is reading. See the next example. He is addicted to the bottle. It means here what? He is addicted to the wine. So we can say that name or word is used instead of another. Next figure of speech is synecdoche. Synecdoche is a figure of speech in which a part of an object refers to the whole or whole to a part. Or simply we can say that part of something represent as whole or whole is represent as part. We'll see the examples. First we'll take whole to a part example. Now here see, can you spare your wallet? It means here what? What the speaker wants to say, that I need some money from your wallet. But here what? That speaker is using whole, means wallet. But what? That speaker, okay, that person wants the money which is there in his or her wallet. See the next example. India won the Cricket World Cup. It means what? India does not mean the whole country. It means the country's team or team members. Now we'll see the examples of part to a whole. It means here what? The speaker is using part. Okay, but that speaker wants to say or his meaning is to a whole. See the example. The very first example is his face was tired. It means full body, means that person was tired. But what that person or the speaker is using? Only a part. Okay, See the next example. There are so many hands to work in his factory. Hands means workers. So the speaker is using part, but it means whole. It means there are so many workers are there to work in his factory. Now, next figure of speech is epigram. Epigram means when opposite views are presented to create surprise, it is epigram. Or simply we can say that epigram is a figure of speech in which after reading, at first impression it may look contradictory and absurd, but at the deeper level it reveals a great meaning. See the examples. The very first example is child is the father of the man. Now, how a child is the father of the man, but it has a deeper meaning. This line is taken from the poem The Rainbow by William Wordsworth. Here, child is the father of the man. It means the poet wants to say that man is the product of his habits and behavior developed in the childhood. See the next example. A favorite has no friend. So, what does it mean? It means not everything is as good as it seems. Or we can say all that glitters is not gold. So that's all in this video. Now, I hope you understood. Now what you all have to do is to make 200 pages notebook for grammar and write all the figures of speech which are explained in part 1 and 2 videos and start revising it. Thank you.